Hello guys, and welcome back. Speed Auger and Building Mirror Smiles F86. Did a little bit of revamping here as we get ready to actually start going through and starting the rest of the process of getting this rascal finished up. Now, I wanted to kind of go over a little bit about what I did and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And the reason being for is because the bottle and the game is completely changed on this. I need the room in here to actually get in, and I need to start getting ready for the detailing process, which is going to take a very long time, and we've got a lot of special work going on. So I am going to enter in Top Gun, and a lot of you guys are probably wondering a lot about that. And as you guys know, we've done a lot of work. We've been following the build process and everything else, but I've actually gone through and actually set up to where I have everything pretty much gone. Yes, I went and spent some money. So, not a lot, but anyway, enough to get things gone that I do in my regular deal, but mostly everything that is ready to go and done and set up. Now, a lot of guys have asked me about a lot about the things, and I never really showed too much about how I organize things, and you can find them, but I do it like this, and I do actually have the things, and yeah, keep my servos and everything else right up in here. Got more coming today, and actually a lot of the electronics are getting ready to show up today, and as well as a lot of other very much needed pieces and parts. Now, I've got everything pretty much set up in here and ready to sand and get these in primer. And once this is done, I will set up a pipe sitting right over there. I will set it between the tables, and I'll actually do it and use this as a rotisserie to actually reach in and roll it around and get it, and I'll let that cure out. I keep everything pretty much as I can, as much as straightened down as it is, but I did go down and buy a 6-foot table, and I'm going to go down and get one more. I really do need it because a lot of my details been sitting down in the cold, and there's nothing wrong with them, but they need to be laid out so they can warm up. And the way I'll do that is I will actually set a heater up to warm up and kind of dry them out, because I do have the detail sets sitting here, and these are rivets and such. So anyway, that and this transfer tape and all that. And when I start doing this, I will actually set it on this table, and I'll show you how I form them all in there. Now, I've got a lot of, this one is not sanded yet, but I wanted to kind of show you guys a little bit of what, once that's fully cured out with 3 coats, it looks like that. And then this is ready for primer, and that's a little bit of Bondo. I had to do a little bit of work right there. But these are what those look like, and after 1 coat of primer, they look like that. But you're going to want to go in there and wet sand these out, and take your time when you do this. It does not take a lot, and they turn out really good. So these are ready. This one is not sanded. This one is not sanded yet. But I wanted to show you guys my fit on my servos, and this is the way this goes. And I have not fit the lids. I have them over here. Got one done, one in here, and basically this is that one. I've got to make the lid for the other, and they will sit just in like so. But the linkages will be just a standard linkage, nothing serious there. Actually, that is sanded. But anyway, I got to make this lid. I got one for it. I forgot to laminate it, so I'll do that, and then I'll get it shaped and get it glassed. And I'll drill the holes in it, and then it'll have, I'm using just regular self-tapping screws, and this is plywood underneath there. And they work fine. And the wire comes out here, and they'll just poke through. I also will be finishing up the wiring. It's tucked away in here, and I have it in there, and then we'll start going in and start making this all fit up real nice and pretty on the other side. And I'm going to use a little bit of filler in here and just kind of sandwich it in because I did bevel it out a little bit. And I've got some hanger rash here that needs to be repaired, and not a big deal there. It's the glass will actually do this, and I'm actually going to wrap this piece with one piece of glass up to about in here, and then I'm going to do it all the way around. I'm going to fill this, get this all done and everything, and make this all glassed. And the reason I'm doing it is because I want this to not do this, and this is something that can happen to anybody. But anyway, we're going to do the repairs on it and get this all kosher, and we're going to start double checking certain aspects and things, start getting this all body worked and ready to glass. Now, just about all of it is done on this, and then while that is going, I'll be working on this table on getting this and the hatches and everything fit in. We're going to cut these. Going to lay this out on here so it is flat, and I'll be using that on a piece of styrofoam, and that's how that'll keep it from doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And then got a real nice surprise on the landing gear, and it's coming from overseas, and it is built for this airplane. And so we got a lot of specialty tools and little things that we're going to be doing, because I am going to put the gear doors in it and things like that. So I want you guys to realize, yeah, we're in glass, but if you're going to start building for scale and start putting panel lines and stuff like that, then it is. You know, a lot of guys ask me about the 64 chart pack tape. It's the perfect size for this airplane, because the panel lines really are not all that visible on an F-86. If you look at one that's been painted or whatever, you just don't see them that much. But nonetheless, they do need to be there, so we will be putting them in. I do need to take and assemble this one more time. And what I will do is I will put in a piece of plastic on this. And I will get it, and then I will just simply fill this in with some Bondo and build it up. It'll only be just a tiny bit, and it's okay. This is straight as a gunshot. But I do have the gaps. I don't want these gaps to be seen. And when these are actually put in and actually set on top of this, then they will be exactly as they are. These need to be trimmed off, and then we'll come in and we'll start getting the tunnel finished, sanded out, and it's going to be a lot of work. And so we're going to start getting this ready for primer, but at the same time, we want to make sure that this has actually been wet sanded down to 220 and flat, because this will all be primed. I will mask that. These are getting coated with a little bit of the resin in there just for fuel proofing. And then I'll show you over here, since we are getting close. And this here, guys, is the wiring for the tail, and that is a heat sheathing that goes in, and I've already done it. This is the rudder, and I'll put it in. Then the jack will be right in here somewhere. So when you do close this up and you put it in, there's no connections to come loose in there. And they'll be the same in the wing. The sockets will be right in here. There'll be a small piece that's installed into this from the inside, and it'll just screw in. And we're going to start doing some electronics. Now I'm going to be using the Power Safe system, a DX18, the Power Safe with the gyro, and all that will go in here. And the gyro, we got to build a tab under here so it can actually face forward and actually in. And we got some other building to do. Fuel tanks, other things, wiring coming from over in here up to there. I'm going to show you how I'm doing all that here very soon. All that wire and all that stuff is coming in. We're going to start looking like a little bit of the jet. We're not far away, but the actual build part of the fuselage is pretty much done. It's just going to take a little bit of TLC and a little bit of care, and once it is done, it's done. And you guys The alcohol method does work. This is third coat, and this is perfect. It is perfect. So once I get this done, you'll see a little bit of the old whips in it, no big deal. I'll block this down with 220 again. Get it ready for primer. There's a little bit of filling to do here and there, but it's no big deal. And this is the one that I use, and it does have a hardener in it. I don't use anything that's non-catalyzed. This stuff sands extremely well. It sands real fast, like balsa, and this is what it looks like when it's done. And I will use that to touch up all these areas and actually build up some areas in here to where this is. And I did wrap all this stuff, guys. So we're going. The weight on this thing is not very much. It's actually very good. We're looking at about a total weight with everything. Servos don't weigh that much, but there's a lot of things going into landing gear, this and that. We may be going with air gear after all. I just can't wrap myself around electric gear yet. I've been so old school with air retracts is that I do not work them. I've got an 18 channel radio, so I'm not even worried about whatever. I don't know. I just am not able to wrap myself around having the electric gear yet, especially when it's, I don't know, it's just another bunch of batteries to me, when the air tank and the air system can be done very, very, very simplified. And so, you know, and the air tanks will fit in just about anywhere we can muster them in. Fuel tanks are good sized here. There's 3 of them that go in here. So that, and this is where the fuel trap and some other things go. There's a lot of panels here. So we'll get it figured out at the best we can, and that'll be it. Thanks, and guys, I can't do any more live feeds. YouTube told me I don't have enough subscribers and enough views, so like this stuff, share it, we'll get it. If I can get to where I have 1,000 people watching, this will be a really good thing. Share it with your friends, talk about it. I need to get the subscribers up. So like and subscribe, share this and everything else, and I'll start doing maybe a little bit more professional quality videos. Anyway, see you guys in the funny papers.